Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Cult Classic Podcast. Cameron Jones here, along with my co-host,
Mark Nussle.
Jordan Jones.
We don't whip these out often, but we're giving you a newer movie. We're giving you a 2002 movie and an Oscar movie.
2022 movie.
Yay.
Also, put that away. Don't whip that out.
Yeah, put that away.
Take away all those jokes. You can reframe, but it's the 2022 film.
Well, it's the newest movie since we did Knives Out. We're going to give you the Oscar film, Everything Everywhere, All at Once. With her business, marriage, and relationship with her daughter all on the verge of disaster, Evelyn is doing her best to keep her unsatisfied life together. But when an interdimensional rupture unravels reality, an unlikely hero must channel her newfound powers to fight bizarre and bewildering dangers from the multiverse as the fate of the world hangs in the balance. Everything, everywhere, all at once.
What does this movie have? It surprises you. It's got heart. It's got humor. It's got subversive comedy. And then it's got action and all that other stuff you thought had it in it. It's got bagels, for Christ's sake.
We're all getting used to multiverse and other dimension movies now because that's all action movies are doing. But this was a fun, funny, cute take on it. Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Alrighty, cast and crew, directed by Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert. I think they just call them the Daniels, though.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's kind of what they go by. I know they have a new movie coming out that they're just like, the Daniels are coming out with a new movie. So, directed by them. Michelle Yeoh.
I definitely knew them, though, from Swiss Army Man. It's a movie I wanted to work so much. It's essentially called the Dead Corpse Farting movie with Daniel Radcliffe.
And Paul Dano.
I saw the preview, and they did not show how much the corpse was farting. I'm like, I'm into this. It's like a sad Weekend at Bernie's.
It's integral to the plot, really.
Yeah, that was a letdown. I almost convinced my whole family to go to that, but I think some other film won out, and for the best. Anyway,
Michelle Yeoh plays Evelyn Wang. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah, but so you would know her from other action movies. She was in Crazy Rich Asians, Tomorrow Never Dies, or top movies you may remember.
Joy Wang, the daughter of Evelyn, is played by Stephanie Su. It looks like she's in a bunch of episodes of Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Yeah, Jordan was about to say.
She plays Joel's, I guess, season 2 and 3, almost next fiance, almost father of his child. You know from a lot of. I don't know the character's name.
She's in that new Ryan. What's his? Oh no, not Ryan.
The Fall Guy.
No, Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling, Fall Guy.
That looks interesting.
You would know from a lot of TV though. She's on Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Girl Code, The Path.
All right, and then Wayman Wang, played by Ki Wei Kwan.
Mm-hmm.
You're obviously going to know him as Short Round and Data from Goonies and Indiana Jones.
I say Data, you say Data. I'm a Data guy.
I'm a Data.
Tomato, tomato.
Data, yeah, you know.
But I don't know him from anything besides that, and then this.
It says he was an X-Men. It just says stunts uncredited, so he was a stuntman in the original X-Men.
Yeah, if you actually go a little deeper through who I'm going to say next, James Hong plays Gong Gong, the grandpa.
He's definitely popped up on things we've done.
All of these people are in Kung Fu Panda at some form. Whether it's the first, second, they're just all in Kung Fu Panda.
Unfortunately, I think the thing I thought of him first was Balls of Fury. It's just what popped into my head, and I couldn't unthink it. He's
probably not the role he wants to be known for, but yeah, he's in it.
He's in yeah.
I mean, he was like 90-something when he did I mean, he's very old. Movies we've done, Big Trouble in Little China. I'm not sure if he's popped up in anything else that we've done, really, but I'm sure.
He's the assistant to like the main Chinese general in Mulan, like the skinny guy.
I got you. Yeah,
kind of the second antagonist.
A lot of voice work. He has a familiar voice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Next, we have Jamie Lee Curtis. We've touched on her so much.
Of course, go back and see Halloween. We've done a few with her. You know what?
We definitely did Halloween.
Surprised we haven't done Freaky Friday.
Knives Out.
Have we not done Freaky Friday? Are you sure about that?
Seems like something we would have done.
I know something that's making its way on the summer list.
Yeah.
We've definitely recast her a million times.
True. It's Jamie Lee Curtis. You know who it is. We don't need to beat a dead horse on her.
A familiar face in the movie is Jenny Slate. She plays Debbie the dog mom. She does a lot of voice work.
True. I mean, comedian, you would know her. Yeah, you would know her from Parks
That's
and
the guy
Rec.
where I knew her. Yeah,
and a bunch of other things.
I did not recast that character. Just,
no, I didn't get that.
Just forward.
No, I didn't either. There's a Becky character that I don't really recognize her from. Tally Medell.
Is she the girlfriend?
Yeah, the girlfriend.
Yeah, she's the girlfriend.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of her stuff here. Little Sister, The Carnivores, Joy Kevin. I don't really know these.
Harry Shum Jr. plays Chad. He's one of the. I think he's. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he's Rakakuni.
Yeah,
I think he's Rakakuni.
Yeah.
But he's also in
That's
Crazy Rich Asians, Glee, and if you look, he's in like a lot of dancing stuff. He was in
he is. Step Up 2, I'm seeing The Streets.
Step Up 2. Yeah, he's a dancer of sorts.
Mark, I'm only seeing that. Where's the other dances you seeing?
No, shit. Step Up 3D, Center Stage, Turn It Up, Step Up to the Streets, Stomp the Yard. You Got Served.
I just got served. I stand corrected. He's a dancer.
You got served.
He's a dancer.
High School Musical 2 Dance Along. And then last but not least is Biff Whiff.
What a name.
Biff Whiff. You heard of this guy? Have you seen the new Jake Johnson movie?
No, I haven't. Self-Reliance?
Self-Reliance.
I have not yet.
He's an integral part in that movie. It's pretty funny, but if you look at his other stuff, it's just...
he was on Dragnet.
Santa Claus, Knuckles, Homeless Man in the Street, Homeless Guy 2. Like he's
iCarly, Hollywood Hobo.
Rufus, that has to be a homeless guy's name.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry to any of the Rufuses out there.
So I get what this guy does.
But that's I was kind of a small, tight cast. So.
Yeah, there's a few more in like the action-y parts, but like that's the main crew we'll touch on for today. Yeah. Do you guys want to move it on?
Right before we do that, I do want to mention, produced by the entertainment company A24.
Oh yeah,
and
with me, I'm giving A24 a chance. I'm gonna give.
Oh yeah,
100%. Whatever it is, like they're not all hits for sure, but they're trying. You know what I mean?
100%.
They're at least original and fun, different.
Yeah, original, fun, different.
Just some of my most recent like films that I've liked to have been A24. The Iron Claw.
I've not seen Iron Claw. I want
Zone
to.
of
Wait
Interest.
Don't get me started on Zone of Interest. All right, get me started on Zone of Interest. I've had a little downtime because I'm on, in quotes, parental leave. Zone of Interest is crazy and like a good idea. Oh, let's humanize or see what evil people did. You know, it's like We Live Outside Auschwitz. But they shot it like a documentary. And I'm like, is there a point to anything that's happening? Or is it just they work outside Auschwitz? Give me something to work with, guys. Give me something. Talk to us. Is that the movie you're talking about? Okay. I know that's not going to make it out, but I didn't like that movie.
With that, let's move it on to Unverified. Welcome to the Cult Classic Movie Phone. It's March 11th, 2022, and currently in theaters, you could have seen The Batman with Robert Pattinson.
Cameron's favorite Batman.
I really like this Batman. I like noir. Pixar's Turning Red. Just one of the many Pixars that came out during this time. It's the Panda period one, yeah.
You know what's killed Pixar? It's Disney Plus.
Yeah. Well, also they put out some subpar things quickly.
That's true.
In what sense?
No, like it used to be events. It used to be event scene. You go to the theater to catch a Pixar movie, but now after like a week, it's on streaming and it's with everything, and you forget about it. They've done like 4 Pixar movies since streaming,
and I've missed a few of them because of that. Deep Water with Ben Affleck and Ana de Armas. Never saw it.
Never heard of it.
I'll tell you one that could have gone straight to streaming was Migration. Saw that in the theaters.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Heard that. Wish I didn't.
X with Mia Goth, Martin Henderson, and Kid Cudi. That is the porno horror movie. There's the prequel to it also. I haven't caught that one yet, but I do like it.
And you suggested it. You liked it, right?
Yeah, it's good. It's funny.
I liked it.
The Lost City with Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum. It's okay. It's okay rom-com. It's fine.
Enjoyable. A little action adventure, though. That's nice. I enjoy that.
Morbius with Jared Leto. The failed Marvel vampire series they tried.
Do you think most of these failed because they've gotten too far down the line in characters, or it's just like poorly made?
column A, column B. I mean, like, we don't care about some of these characters as much, and they aren't taking the time to develop them like they did with the original launch, because they're like, you get it. We'll follow this formula still. So that's part of it.
That's kind of at least how I feel too. Like, I wish I was more of a Marvel fan. Some aspects.
I don't. Stick to A24.
Sure.
Possibly my favorite on the list, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent with Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal.
That held up for me.
Yeah. I had high expectation management for that movie, and it delivered. That's all I'm going to say. Check it out if you haven't seen it.
Is that the gif of him driving in the car? Like,
yeah.
I wondered where that came from.
I've been recommending this to everybody. Apollo 10.5 by Richard Linklater. It's just a NASA 60s story narrated by Jack Black about growing up in Texas during the Apollo era. It's good.
It's animated though.
It's animated. It's in the same. It's in the same, but it's like drawn over the actors. It's like a Scanner Darkly narrated.
They acted it.
Yeah.
Gotcha, man.
The Bubble with Judd Apatow.
It's a busy month. Busy movie month.
It's a busy one.
Yeah, 2022. We put everything on the shelf for 3 years.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Uma with Sandra Oh, a scary movie thumbnail I've been seeing for a while, and I'll get around to as well. But you chose Everything Everywhere All at Once.
And you weren't alone. I'll get it kicked off. Budget. I mean, I'd say out of everything we've done, this is maybe one of the biggest sleeper hits, right? For sure. Budget was estimated between 14 million to 25 million. Had a box office success of 143 million, but it also, swept the Oscars that year. Mm-hmm. It won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Screenplay, Best Supporting Actress, Best Supporting Actor, and Best Lead Actress. Not too shabby.
3. Film editing, original score, and costume design as well.
Not bad at all.
They got a lot. Do you want to know the craziest fact about this whole thing to me, and that I've been using as an inspiration for myself recently? All of the visual effects for this film were done by 9 people, including the 2 directors, with the majority of the shots being done by a core group of 5 people. None of the VX team went to school for VX. They all are friends who taught themselves on tutorials they found online for free.
It's insane. That's one of my favorite, unverifieds we've read.
And honestly, the visual effects hold up. Like, people are comparing this to like the Doctor Strange madness of whatever, and how shitty those effects were on the high budget Marvel films. But it just shows you don't need a crazy high budget like that.
I'll say though that as important as the effects are here, it's also driven by a weird, fun, set design, costuming, screenplay, and really well acted.
True.
So it's not. I assume Doctor Strange is lying much more heavily on its effects driven storytelling. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, 100%. But just crazy to me that it is so well done on such a budget, just by so few people.
Yeah, 25 million. If that's the top end, that's not that much. That's crazy.
Mark, you said you were a little confused about what this movie was about, and as was I. But here's maybe also part of why that was. To keep the plot details under wraps before the trailer was out, part of the marketing campaign is the synopsis only read, it's about a 55-year-old Chinese woman trying to finish her taxes. That's the plot of the movie.
Yeah, I'm not too excited about going to see that movie.
Which is factual. If you think about it, it all just takes place in that IRS building, really.
It is actually.
Yeah, essentially. And, the laundromat. But we'll get into this on Unverified. I think they didn't mislead, but they marketed it differently than the movie ended up, but I think to their benefit.
Michelle Yeoh said that the film was completely out of her comfort zone. This is her quote: "I was suddenly doing comedy, physical comedy, action, horror, every single genre, all packed into one, and jumping in and out of it. It was such a gratifying experience. I wished I waited a long time to receive a script like that, because as you get older, the box gets smaller and smaller."
True.
So it seemed like
it was at this point in her career, she had a really big renaissance, right?
Yeah, really. True. I mean, really from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was a long time ago.
That was a while ago, but Crazy Rich Asians, I don't know if got her this movie, but it was definitely a couple years before
help relaunch again.
Ki Wei Kwan hadn't been on screen for 20 years or some shit like that.
We'll actually
let a notable role.
Let's just touch on this now, because this will be leading into our Mount Rushmore later. But as Mark was saying, it's his first major role in 20 years, since second time around in 2002. He had a minor role in 2021, but this marks the second longest hiatus in an acting career before winning an Academy Award. Before this, we have George Burns, who won for The Sunshine Boys, his first major role in 36 years. Since Honolulu, which was Gloria Stewart, who was nominated for Titanic in 1997. The old lady.
Is that Rose?
Yeah, she had a 50-year one gap in acting.
Old Rose, the one that goes with the diamond.
Yeah.
Yep, that's her. Yeah.
So she almost
which is the second most egregious. I know that Young Rose was the one that hogged the panel that we now know of, but I think it's even more egregious to drop the diamond like that.
The scene where Evelyn and Joy become rocks was originally going to be voiced, but Michelle Yeoh suggests it be subtitled instead, which I think
I kind of like that.
That's so much better. I like
so much better.
Yeah.
I was touching on this a second ago, but to get the actual age, James Hong was 91 years old at filming, and he had 5 stand-ins to perform a lot of his movements, obviously, but
sure, yeah.
No, I mean, he's looked the same, I think, for 20 years is what's happening.
Maybe
you know what
right.
I mean?
Yeah, but 20 years ago, he was a spry 71.
That's true.
So,
he was doing action in Balls of Fury back then, you know?
Yeah, exactly. We're not talking about his, 1966 movie he was in or whatever TV show.
True. I'll mark another reason why you might have had some confusion about what this movie's about. The movie
I have this note.
Is it the movie poster one? This is fun.
Yeah.
Movie posters were made for the alternate universes within the movie and put up in movie theaters. We had Amour et Saucisse, French for love and sausages, with the sausage fingers. In the romance, Pinky of Fury as a Japanese martial arts film with her strong ass finger. Gross. Rocks as a documentary just featuring them as the Rocks.
Rocky.
Fractured Personas as a Chinese romance, and Raccacoonie as a Disney movie.
Goddamn, Raccacoonie might be my favorite.
That joke really
we'll get to it, but it's tough. They're all so good, but Raccacoonie, that they called it back, just got me. I thought, no way. Once it was happening, I'm like, it's happening. It's Raccacoonie. All right, continue.
I thought was kind of interesting in the whole vibe of the movie once you kind of are done seeing it. But Evelyn speaks to her father in Cantonese, but she speaks to Waymond in Mandarin, showing cultural differences in their upbringing. Evelyn speaks to Joy in Mandarin and English, while Joy answers back in English and bad Chinese. So neither one of them have words to express their ideas clearly to the other, keeping them divided. I kind of liked that.
I like that a lot. I mean, it's something that we never would have picked up on.
Picked up on it.
No. But I think it's probably accurate to growing up, multi-generational and immigrants, and especially the Chinese language, right?
Mm-hmm. I got a real life fact for you that's heartwarming. I like this. In a March 2022 New York Magazine interview, Ki-Hu Kwan said that his entertainment lawyer is his Goonies co-star, Jeff Kahn. Jeff Kahn played Chunk. He got out of the acting business and moved into just entertainment lawyer. He's been his entertainment lawyer for years, and he's the one that wrote up the deal for this one for him.
Wow. You may remember or not remember.
Ki-Hu Kwan said that his entertainment lawyer is his Goonies co-star, Jeff Kahn. Jeff Kahn played Chunk. He got out of the acting business and moved into just entertainment lawyer. He's been his entertainment lawyer for years, and he's the one that wrote up the deal for this one for him.
Wow.
You may remember or not remember. He did mention Chunk in it, and I got all verklempt. It was just magical.
Because they're still friends. They're still business partners.
I just watched it before we hopped on, and he's emotional, and it's a very good.
But emotional, uplifting way. You may remember later on in that Oscars, Brendan Fraser won, and he was emotional, but I didn't feel the same way. I'm like, oh no, I don't think Brendan Fraser's doing well.
You guys want to hear a kind of shocking fact I found? The appearance of Jamie Lee Curtis's character Deidre is based on a stock photo of an actual IRS worker. The photo captioned, Kathleen Malone works on tax returns at the Cincinnati Okay, we're getting her whole thing, but it's
just
got to
be pissed. We're doxing her right now.
They just completely based it off
Sorry,
her look.
Kathleen.
She works in Kentucky.
How can they do that?
I don't know. They just took a picture and we're like, oh, that looks terrible. Let's base it off her.
It is a funny costuming and character. Just it totally does fit that. This became the first film to win 7 Academy Awards since Gravity, and the most awarded Best Picture winner since Slumdog Millionaire 2000.
Did Gravity win that many?
I didn't realize it
Oh,
was
yeah.
7.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess what's visually
A lot
pretty
of
good.
technical words, though.
Yeah,
It
sound
wasn't like
design
Best
type of
Picture,
stuff,
though.
and like
that's
lighting
right.
effects.
But this one, I think what's different and closer to Slumdog, this one, like the big ones.
Swept the big ones, yeah.
Direct, which happens every once in a while, but.
This is the last fact I have, but these ones are always kind of fun to me. In the various Chinese-speaking markets, the movie goes by different titles. In mainland China, the title translates to "In an Instant, the Entire Universe." In Hong Kong, the title...
I like that.
Yeah, right. In Hong Kong, the title is a play on words, which can be translated as "Mystical Woman Warrior Saves the Universe."
That's
or
sort of close.
Or you could translate it to "Mystical Woman Warrior Fucks Up the Universe." In Taiwan, the title is also a play on words and can be translated either as "Mom's Multiple Universes" or "So Fucking Many Universes."
I like so fucking many universes is
Just
the
so
winner
fucking
chicken
many.
dinner.
But finally, the Chinese title in the movie within the movie, when it comes back, it's actually also what they put on some of the posters, which, okay, so let me read this. The Chinese title seen in the movie cards is actually "Heavenly Steed Soaring Across the Sky," which is considered like a phrase that means limitless imagination, not bound by natural law. So it's like an idiom that means that.
Cool.
I like that.
Cool. I'm sure that we missed a million Easter eggs and stuff because I watched a lot of stuff on YouTube. But go back and watch those; they'll do it more justice. But if you're fans of the podcast, this is what you came here to listen to, right? Questions,
Comments.
Animosities. Questions, comments, animosity. First off, not about the movie at all. Well, kind of. Comment, I don't know why, but I really romanticize the idea about owning a laundromat and sitting there all day not doing too much. That's all.
It didn't look romantic at all.
Looks like it's a
what
hard
are you talking about?
I guess it's more the fact that, like, really I could just sit there on a computer and just help people get quarters, help them get detergent pods. Like, it's not that bad. I guess I want to work at a laundromat.
Cameron,
Yeah.
and like you're way off from anything I felt.
What
about
you
this
should
movie.
do
That's
is-
comment number one.
Yeah.
Jesus, what a weird
That's
take.
not where I expected that
I
to
wasn't
go.
ready for that at all. No shade to laundromat workers and owners. I think that
No,
it just brings
all
them
of the
money.
shade.
Never want to even.
You should.
I don't even want to park. Yeah, if there's a strip mall with a laundromat, I'm like, Dad, I don't even want to park here. Oh, but I got to go to UPS store, so I guess this is where I'm at. Anyway, weird take.
Yeah, sorry. On the movie now, actually, the one we talked about it, but there are a lot of multiverses. There are a lot of these other dimension movies out right now, but this was a refreshing take on it. It just didn't seem like a regurgitated thing. It was a fresh original movie. I mean, that's why it won so many Oscars. Partly, it's why everyone likes it.
Kind of jumping off and kind of continuing that. I think the part of the multiverse the verse jumping thing that I liked was the aspect of like the what you had to do.
Yeah, the
to
weird part
jump.
of it.
Yeah.
The jump pads is what they called them. I think like you had to the statistically improbable actions, the paper cuts, the eating the chapstick. I don't know. What was your favorite like?
I'll tell you
What
what
was your
wasn't.
favorite?
Chapstick
jump.
one was good.
The worst one's the paper cut one. God, I hated that.
Paper cut one's weird.
I didn't like the snot in the mouth one. Didn't
No.
love that one.
That one got the biggest reaction out of me for sure.
The whole butt plug.
Oh, yeah.
The whole
Like-
butt plug scene's pretty funny. It's pretty good.
So I was gonna bring this up. This is amongst one of my favorite things. One of the callbacks. The moment you saw the award that ended up being a butt plug in Jamie Lee Curtis's office, you're like, that looks like a butt plug.
Yeah.
And then they delivered on it. And then they delivered on it again. And I'm like, oh, this is great. But to go on to the the multiverse, when this movie came out, I had heard that it was good. But because of the title, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and the previews I saw, and that I knew it was a multiverse, I'm like, that's gonna be too much. I'll see it when I see it. So I put it on the like back burner for a while until it came to like streaming.
So did I.
I should have seen it in the theater, but it surprised the shit out of me.
I mean,
No, likewise.
multiversey, paradoxy kind of movies, they can have that effect, especially the first watch where it's like, what was that?
well,
this
What
one
I like
didn't-
about this is it wasn't super reliant on that. It was obviously a big part of the storytelling, but they used it. To your point, they flipped it on the other side and they just had
Fun
more
with it.
fun with
Yeah.
it.
With it, yeah.
On top of that, to expound, most of these multiverse movies, the whole idea and the whole like function of the movie is like you're writing down the lessons of the multiverse, and like you're like, what's going on here? And the whole movie is about like the rules of the multiverse, and that didn't bog down this movie.
Right.
You learn them as you go,
Right.
but like it was so much more at the heart. It's really just a mother-daughter relationship story, which is kind of fun in itself.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just do it. Kind of feels like a South Park episode or something like that, or Rick and Morty. They just have much more fun with it than most of these movies.
Kind of playing on some of the cliches and stuff. Yeah, leaning in. I agree with
I
you.
also liked some of the real creative universes that they went to. Like obviously, like the I think the first one she went to is when she's a Chinese martial arts actress or something, right? So just a better life is like a sort of shallow, easy one to do. But then like they flash to one in their pinatas. And they're just kind of swinging, and and the Rocks is one of my favorite ones. Just
The Rocks
sitting
kill.
there and,
I think I speak for us
vibing.
all when we say, though, our favorite's Raccoonie, right?
Raccoon is
yeah.
pretty good.
It delivered so hard in ways that the other ones didn't. I
Just
think
like, am I
would-
Raccoon Raymond? The fact that it just like beyond like the actual sketch, like they're using like terms and stuff.
But what was also so good
How do you
about it
fucking
is
think of that?
that they called back, because it was like the character being like, that movie Raccoonie. And she's like, no, it's Ratatouille. But then we actually do get Raccoonie. Come on. And we get such an extended scene. It's so funny. It's
Okay,
so goddamn
my
funny.
first question to you guys. So you're in an elevator. I turn to you and say, hey, you essentially you might be having a mental breakdown, but you can either go in that closet or you can go to your audit. Which one are you doing?
I'm like, Cameron, shut the fuck up. We got to go to our audit. We're,
I'm going to
we're
the audit.
screwed right now.
We're losing everything, Cameron.
We're losing everything.
Yeah. But you might
But
be
I
at the
like where your
breaking
head's
point.
at.
You might be at the breaking point where you're like, I'm gonna go to the closet, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, midway through the audit, I might just stand up and just walk to the closet. I'll check out what's going on in there.
She doesn't exactly go along with it. She kind of gets,
No, she's pretty resistant.
you know, it comes to her in a way, right?
I'll tell you what, though, much like her, if you show me a cooler life where I'm a movie star, it might be pretty hard to pull me back in here. You know what I mean?
I really do like that one though, because I'm like, oh, that's fun. It's the glitz, it's the glamour, but it's also the saddest one, maybe.
True.
Right?
And maybe the closest to a real life action movie star.
Yeah, it very well
Yeah.
could be. One of the talking points I want to have, as good as the lead is in this movie, without Ke Huy Quan, Data from Goonies, this movie just doesn't play the same. He adds so much humor
was
and
one
heart
of my
to it that
hardest to
isn't there
recast.
without there. Yeah, I mean, I recast him, and I'm pretty sure that it'll be no surprise to anybody. But
It's
he
that
makes this
timid
movie.
heart. Yeah, that's the heart you're saying. Yeah, I agree
No,
with that.
agree.
It was a complete surprise to me, and then he delivered. I really think he made the movie, elevated it that much more.
Animosity kind of comment. Sucks to find out you're the worst version of yourself, but she's not that bad. Like, I think I'd be almost relieved that if someone came to me and like, hey, you're the worst version of Cameron, I'm like, really? This is this is bottom.
Well, you like laundromats, so that's.
I guess, yeah. I chose that life. But I mean,
That's
like,
actually-
I chose that.
there's no one out there who's genocidal Cameron, though. Like, I'm the worst
Yeah,
Cameron.
yeah.
Is that good or bad? I don't know.
There's a worse Cameron out there.
I've seen 1,000 Evelyns, but never ever an Evelyn like you. You have so many goals you never finish, dreams you never followed. You are living the worst version of you. I can't be the worst. No, everyone here agrees. This one's the worst. Can't you see? Every failure here branched off into a success for another Evelyn in another life. Most people only have a few significant alternative life paths so close to them. But you here, you're capable of anything because you're so bad at everything. I wrote that down because that's my favorite part of the movie. That line hits so hard. That she's the worst one. Because that never happens in this, right? It's like,
You're the chosen
worst
one.
one.
You're not the opposite.
yeah, she's the worst one.
But again,
That's
to
why
my point-
you're a blank slate.
Not that bad. The worst Evelyn is just someone who just owns a laundromat, and like as her husband said though, like in an alternate universe, I would have loved just having a laundromat and doing taxes with you. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Like, there was.
Yeah.
But then
not that bad.
That guy, he's not the worst one though.
they have those really emotional lines that really hit, and then like the next scene will be like the hot dog fingers or like them playing piano with their feet and shit. Like it mixes so well where it doesn't get too sad, but the end always hits for me. It was an emotional ending, but in a good way.
Yeah, but I still like how at the end, she's like, I am going to critique you as my daughter, and that's just the way it is. 'Cause
Yeah.
this is where we live here. Like, that's not going to change. Like, everything changed, but nothing changed at the same time, which was kind of enjoyable. Got a question. This is actually a logistical question.
Sure.
And I have to go back and apologize for reading that quote, but I did write it down.
No, you're fine.
When you die in another universe, they're just dead, right? That's the end of them?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just dead.
That's a bummer. Lots of people are
A
dying.
lot of Evelyns died.
died.
Yeah. A lot of people
Evelyns
going to die today.
A lot of good people going to die today. Lots of
they're
the
still
husband
dying.
died.
I
Kind
think.
of back.
Wayman died in every one.
A lot of them. Yeah.
I think the only one he didn't die was the laundromat.
They might be.
How many Waymans, if you're Wayman, are you willing to let go?
I guess because he is Wayman,
hurt? Does it
he's
suck
willing to
to-
go all the way to save the universe.
That's true.
But he's the only one in that story that's doing it. Nobody else.
No.
is.
There's still pain, right? I mean, there's still pain, and like you got to experience that death or that agony.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
So that's tough. That sucks.
It's a hard life. Back to the worst version of you, real
Paper
quick.
cuts.
I was also thinking about this though. Like, there's a good chance there's a lot of just middle of the roads. Me, like, I'm like, I need to learn martial arts. But like, well, Cameron never did. But I mean, he does a lot of like breakdancing. You can maybe incorporate that in. I don't know.
So you're just a yellow belt, but then you you just stayed in that universe.
I'm just saying, like,
and,
not even like I don't think I did. There's no Cameron that did martial arts. There's no Cameron that did like. I don't think there's a lot of useful skills other Camerons even did.
This is laundromat Cameron talking.
This is what it is.
Like,
It's
this is
really
what we're
showing.
saying. Like,
Okay.
there definitely are other ones, but the real question is, maybe you're nihilistic and you're saying, fuck the universe, fuck all the universes. I'm getting out of this tax audit and I'm just going to ride out my days as a movie star. However long the universe lasts. That's an option too that she did not take.
True. Well,
I would have been like, maybe I'm a movie star for a little bit.
Well, also, it seems though, like by the end of the movie, she still has access and her daughter to every single possible universe, right? So I mean, like,
I was a
Yeah,
little
that
unsure
little
about
wink
that.
at the end where
Yeah,
she's kind of
'cause
like
that
nodding
got us.
off.
yeah, I think she still has the ability to lose herself. She's just choosing to stay in her OG reality. But I mean,
It's gonna slip.
that still
I
makes
would
her.
not have done that.
I mean, you'd catch me all the time just blankly staring off and
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm living somewhere else for a second. But that's not too bad.
They allude to a little bit at the end when they're going through the paperwork again, and she's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I was."
Yeah.
So she's dipping in. I kind of
She's
was
dipping
unclear
in,
about
dipping
that's
out.
my bad.
Clay pot.
I got you.
Still cracked.
Not
That's
bad
too
though. Her
Okay.
life's definitely improved. She at least gets to see other options, and she saved the universe. So that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
she just
I
has
will-
what a
I will
neurologist
say
would
this,
call like
though.
a schizophrenia or something. I don't know.
That's true. That's true. I do have a question about the coming back to. I'm just gonna call it laundromat universe.
Mm-hmm.
They're still in a lot of tax trouble, right?
No, not
they
by
may
the
be
end,
getting
remember?
extensions.
Nope, that was the actual
She's like,
universe
you're
where
doing a lot better, which is still probably thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah, but like it didn't like wipe all of their problems. She's just willing
No.
to extend stuff, right?
yeah, essentially she.
Bummer.
Yeah, but she's working on it with him now. I wanted to go back to a talking point to say I just don't think you can fight that effectively with something so large up your butt. Back to the butt plug fighting scene. And also on top of that, would it not just eventually fall out from all of their complex movements?
I actually love that it doesn't, and I on top of it love that it's blurred. That really hits for me.
Yeah, it adds to a funny factor.
I guess for any butt plug stuff, Mark, this is your kind of like.
This is your genre. Would you
expertise.
like to?
Yeah. Ask away, boys. Ask away.
In reality, yes, I believe the butt plug. Well, I don't know. They might not fall out. They're pretty up
I got
there.
a question for. Are we all wondering what kind of trophy is up there? What type of figurine is holding that in to the other guy? We got a butt plug. Then someone stuffed a trophy up his butt. What's the top of that trophy look like?
Pointy.
Is it a
trophy.
hockey player? Is it a baseball player? Is it just like?
Ooh,
Is
we
it a
hope not
thumbs
hockey.
up? That could be best case scenario.
Nah, it's probably just some dumb figurine tax player.
You hope
like,
just
know,
an
like their
Oscar.
IRS poo.
Yeah,
You
that's
hope
true.
Oscar's up there.
In a perfect place, it'd just be like a penis trophy or something. Something that's made to go relatively in there. I don't know is what you'd want. I don't know what's in there. I enjoyed the scene though. Pretty big jump though to get on the plug. I mean, we skied 10 feet in the air.
There's gonna be extreme physical and medical problems after. You can't jump that high and land that hard on your rectum and not have
Lapsed.
bleeding or something bad, something real bad.
Let's get off the anal fissure type of situation we're on right now.
But you don't carry over any injuries, right? Once you leap in to get your
No, you've just
metaverse
forever
item?
ruined that version of yourself whose butthole now.
Yeah, so that guy's ass is ruined.
Yeah, I
Whatever.
can't go back to. I can't go back. There,
I can't go back there, man. That guy's
Do you know what's
ass
even
is
worse,
you know,
Jordan,
it
though?
is what-
You have no idea what happened, but all of a sudden you're going to come to like, oh my God, my ass is on fire.
Oh, God damn it. Oh, no. What is
You
it?
went in there to
you
do
gotta
your
get
taxes,
broke.
and you're just coming to with a gaping hole in your butt.
What I do like about this movie is something I like about other movies. When you have the storyline, but you allow yourself to have many different scenes from genres. Cabin in the Woods did it. That popped up to mind. I just like it when you can incorporate that into the story. That hey, we're doing a bunch of scenes from different genres, but it'll work in the story. Just go along for the ride.
And I think that's also where it almost goes into that Edgar Wright thing, where it feels like a wink at the audience, being like, "Hey, we're all in on this together. You know what we're doing. You know what we're going for."
Right.
I do have an animosity about one thing, and it's Jenny Slate fighting with the dog. For some reason, I take everything else. It's like, yeah, that makes sense, but like, that's just too wacky.
No,
I mean, that's not like a Raccootie situation.
it was fine.
That's a real
That was
dog.
absolutely fine. I was
Yeah,
fine.
I mean, you definitely kind of like roll your eyes, like, okay, what the fuck? I mean, what is this?
Well,
But
mostly because there's so many
It doesn't-
things in that
it's not out
office
of
she could
place.
pick up. She could pick up anything else that'd be
But
harder and a better
what's
weapon.
funny about it, and what these guys do so well, is in the middle of the fight, she's like, "That's my dog. What's your problem?" And then she uses like a lasso or a nunchuck again. I don't care. I'm cool. I don't think it was real dogs were harmed.
No, but I'm just saying that part is.
Like you could have used like a baby, and it still would have been that funny. You know what I mean? Because it's like fake and dumb.
Yeah, I got you.
I do have one question about the awards that this got.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your typical Oscar-winning movie.
Sure.
And I wish that more Oscar-winning movies were entertaining on top of just well-made and good. And this one's wildly entertaining.
True. Well, here's the problem I think most people got into. Our parents watched it, but they dipped out about 10 minutes in because they said it just wasn't picking up and we didn't know where it was going. And I said, "Oh, you're about 3 minutes from the entire plot kicking off at the IRS department." So I think people just you don't know where it's going up until like Wayman really breaks with the umbrella, you know?
But I think that if you allow yourself, and this is not just this movie, this is most movies, you got to make it a half an hour because that's when, in quotes, the inciting incident happens.
Sure.
And if it doesn't happen, whatever. And this one obviously just leaps into what makes the movie so good.
Yeah, it goes action packed, just so
subversive.
hard.
You do have to be in a mood to watch a movie like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to be willing to
good
give it
point.
a chance. Because if you don't give it a chance, it's any expectation management. You're just like to our parents, like, "Oh, I didn't get it. I didn't want to do it." And then you miss such a good film.
I scrolled by it multiple times on whatever streaming platform it was on at the time, and I was like, I don't even know what it's about. I don't know if I'm ready. And then once I
think
finally
that
got
worked
into
against
it,
them at the beginning, though, and it was such a slow roll, but ultimately worked for them because we all had no idea what the fuck the movie was about.
if it didn't kill at the
except there's a
Oscars, I don't know
multiverse.
if I would have seen it by now.
True. I mean, that's usually.
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's true of a lot of Oscar winners
Sure.
that like you've never heard of. Zone of Interest. I watched.
I
it,
do
where
try to be
watched
better
it
about
again,
going
no.
back and if I've missed something.
I will say, though, as far as expectation management goes, sometimes for these bigger Oscar movies, I do like going in a little bit dark, just because it does help me gauge that expectation management a little more. If I'm just completely clueless, I have chances like this to be just blown away, which I do like quite a bit.
But to Cameron's point, if you could avoid this, and I'm bad at it, I rarely avoid trailers going into movie. If you go into movie blind and it's good like this, man, it just catches you off guard because you didn't have any expectations going into it.
Especially with a rom-com or something.
But yeah, rom-coms you don't even need.
You can't
trailers
watch
anymore.
a trailer off with a rom-com.
No, but I'll tell you, it's a weird little fun thing I like to do if I'm in a real nostalgia mood or I'm just bored or can't get to sleep. That's happening less and less now because I have to do stuff.
Yep.
It is just watching old trailers from like 90s movies or kids movies, like getting that voiceover. I'll go down that rabbit hole sometime.
Jamie and her parents are blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. I love old humor.
Yeah, will they make it? Sometimes that was my favorite part, going back home and watching VHSs, just watching the 90s trailers. Oh, I do have one question, though. I got one question I want to go about. Do you think Jamie Lee Curtis's character and acting was worthy of the Oscar, or it's just a Lifetime Achievement?
Lifetime
I was
achievement.
trying to find the other noms. Do you have them by chance?
I'd have to look it up. I'm sure I can find it if you give me a second.
No,
Look it up real
it's a Lifetime achievement because she's fine. She's par Jamie Lee Curtis in it, but I mean, like, it's not a mind blowing performance.
I will say this, though. I agree with that. I think it's more of a Lifetime achievement. She did fine in the movie.
They
she
can do
didn't
that?
like take away from it. Well, no, I mean, not
They
officially.
do that?
It's I think so. Don't you? Sometimes if you've been around it long enough.
Leo, The Revenant. Sometimes you just got to give it out
The
because
Revenant
it's
is
two.
his best movie, exactly.
Okay, that I hear that then.
But what I'm saying for her is she was nominated for Best Supporting Actress, which I think because there's not great roles for leading women, that supporting is even like less of a competition because like how many great supporting roles for women are there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think anything that pops, and this one did, she was in the movie, that it makes sense she won it, but I feel like it was a Lifetime Achievement Award.
I kind of agree with you. I got a question for you guys. Did you get really worried for a second watching the movie when you saw the end come up with that movie in the movie part? There was a split second. I'm like, fuck, are they two-parting us? Are they two-parting us on the Oscar movie?
I
think
wasn't
I looked
worried.
over to Jill. I'm like, what?
It did get me. It gave me reason for pause, for sure.
But it was a good trick.
So sorry, just to go back, she beat out Stephanie Sue in Joy. So everything, everywhere all at once.
Which I would have said is the better nominee for that. She did a better job.
And for the movie is a much more important character.
Yeah.
Like she carries, the plot of the movie to some extent.
Angela Bassett, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Hong Chow, The Whale, and Carrie Condon, The Banshees of Inisherin.
There you go.
Yeah, I would have given it to Joy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I even have here, like, some of my
interesting.
favorite lines are kind of from Joy and Jobu Tupaki and her, like, morbid kind of weird sing-songy sarcasm, irony. It's fun.
I'm glad you brought up the Jobu Tabaki role. Really fun costuming.
Yeah.
Really, like, funny. She gets to be almost a psycho. I mean, she gets to be a psychopath.
She gets to go a little
And that's
bit
a fun
like,
character
I don't
play.
know, crazy Michael Keaton, Nicolas Cage with it in a way.
Yeah, she's like the Joker, really.
Yeah,
throughout the
it's
whole
kind of
movie,
fun.
and it's fun. The most ridiculous fight scene is when she kills people with dildos, and that just
That's
gets
funny.
me too. And their
hallway,
heads like
yeah.
pop. Yeah,
Two different quotes about
that's
the
a great
movie.
scene.
One from her, the actress that plays Joy, paraphrasing here, but essentially she said it's a great role, but also at the same time it kind of killed her to do because it's such a fun, whimsical thing. And her direction was essentially, you hate the movie, you hate this movie's being made, this whole thing's stupid to you, is kind of the direction she was given. So she was supposed to,
Oh, it works.
yeah, it worked great. And then also Jamie Lee Curtis said she didn't really understand the movie the entire time she was making it until she watched the film premiere, and she said, oh wow, this is like a beautiful movie they've created.
I could see that being like the case for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what I'm doing right now, but
especially her,
I
if you're not on
respect
set
the
every
vision.
day, yeah, and you're just being called in for hot dog scenes.
Well, also what's crazy about this, the only other feature film these guys, the directors, had was Swiss Army Man. So like, you're just taking a flyer if you're Jamie Lee Curtis. You're like, yeah, I'll play that role.
That's true. That's true.
And the fingers are hot dogs. I got you. But she's had a long career. She's married to Christopher Guest. I assume she does
She does
down for the
wacky
ride.
things.
Gets it.
And there you go. She won. All those people said never give up on your dreams in your speech. And my answer to that is most of you should, though. Like, most of you will not be like, most of us are not going to be that. There's so many people. I hate that when somebody that wins like the Oscar when they're 60, like, don't give up on your dreams. It's like, yeah, but, you got to know when to.
You're coming from a pretty nice place to be saying all that right now.
Cameron and me are living
nice
our,
soapbox.
we're living our
Laundromat lives.
laundromat lives. Yep.
Best lives.
I had a part of the movie that still kind of makes me not sleep at night. And I don't know if I missed an Easter egg or something. It's when Wayman is explaining to Evelyn just about like some of the rules and some of what goes on. And it's a song by Nine where he's like, you know how you wake up and your clothes never wear quite the same way and your hair never falls quite the same. And then you hear the song, it's Story of a Girl. And it comes up at a couple other times in the movie, and I'm just like, did I miss something? Or
No, but I
know there is an Easter egg there that they play it like 4 different times and they re-record it to fit the tone of the scene.
Okay.
Check that out. Because I did see that come up in a
I noticed
fact.
that the song. I just thought, they were covered.
I saw-
and I did notice they were different.
I believe one of it is in Chinese as well during the
No shit.
the movie scene.
Funny, I saw a quote from one of the directors. All they really mention is, yeah, we used the line from that song in the movie a few times. Like, I don't know if there's like a reason behind it, but yeah, they just
It
used
just
several
reminded me of
times.
like in Meet the Parents when Ben Stiller's like, Day by day.
By day.
Oh, dear Lord. Three things I pray.
It kind of goes back to the other guys. There's two jokes in that movie that I love, but one of them is Michael Keaton continuously bringing up TLC lyrics. It's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. That kills for me.
Let us know some of your favorite parts about this movie. It's kind of a newer one, and because it is kind of like an indie small crew, there is a lot of fun facts on this, even though there are some bigger actors. So if you have any fun facts in there, fun things about the movie, make sure you write us in and let us know.
Still on Netflix.
Still on Netflix.
Yep.
But we're going to move it on to recasting. Recasting. I don't know if everyone has this, but just a bottom throwaway. Joy's girlfriend, Maya Hawke. You would know her as Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's daughter. She's in Fear Street and Stranger Things.
Well, Stranger Things, right?
Yeah, it was the biggest thing.
She's in so much, actually. Yeah.
Recently, yeah.
That 100% worked.
I didn't even think to recast her, but just because it was such a small role, but I like that. That works.
I did kind of a weird one, but I think she'd play like a good girlfriend. I did 80 Bryant from SNL.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's so short that like this one's kind of a throwaway.
It could be anybody.
Let's move it on to Gong Gong, the grandpa. I have a few people here. Victor Wong from Three Ninjas. I don't know. I'm just trying to take someone from
grandpa.
Someone from childhood that I don't know. It's nostalgic for me.
Tum Tum. What's the grandpa's name in that?
I'm drawing a blank.
I like
I
it.
think it's just grandpa.
It might be just grandpa.
I mean, they may have not actually given a name. We can get back to that. So I kind of went the same way you did, and I don't feel great about it, but I went Pat Morita, which
Mr. Miyagi
notoriously is Mr. Miyagi.
He's on my list.
I wanted somebody funnier.
Well, because you want someone, I mean, because the actor they have here, it's someone you've seen a bunch. It's very familiar. So we're kind of picking just familiar people for us, you know what I mean? And like nostalgic.
I'm going to do Kerry Hiroyuki Tagawa. He's in Mortal Kombat, the movie.
Okay.
He's the main villain, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. I got you.
Yeah. Shang Tsung.
I actually think Mark wins.
Yeah, I think Mark actually wins that for sure. Let's move it on to Deirdre, Jamie Lee Curtis's character. I have three people that I'm pretty in between here, but I'm going to go Allison Janney.
Okay, so that was on my short list for sure. So I'm with you.
I've done her a lot.
That was on mine, but I like it. I think
I can guess who else some people might do. Who's going next?
I'll go next.
Jordan's
I don't think you'll guess mine.
Okay.
Allison Janney, I was aligned with. I actually think she might be better, but I'm going Melissa McCarthy.
She's my number one.
I like that.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so we're all along the same line. Damn it.
Hear me out with these ones. Jane Lynch.
Hold on. That was mine.
That was the one I was thinking. That was the one I was thinking.
Jane Lynch could easily do it.
She was on my short list as well. And I actually think Jane Lynch might be the best.
I think she might be one, too. Ooh, Kate McKinnon could be good.
Kate McKinnon I didn't think about, but that would have been great, actually.
Hear me out. I think this is actually kind of good. Tilda Swinton.
Wrong.
She plays weird, man. She can play some weird roles.
But can she play funny?
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, she was kind of funny in that zombie
role.
movie where she's like an alien.
The key word there was
kinda.
Okay. She was kind of funny. She was almost funny.
Allison Janney, Melissa McCarthy, and Jane Lynch. Those are all three good ones.
Those are pretty good.
I think the two best are Jane Lynch or Allison Janney, right?
Yeah, I'd agree.
Jane Lynch has played that type of character, though, a lot. That's kind of her character.
I mean, somewhat true with Allison Janney.
Yours are a little more out of the box.
Yeah. Let's move on to Joy / Jobu Tupaki. I was a little all over here, but I did Ellen Wong. She plays Knives in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. She's the girlfriend.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's kind of a quirky, funny character.
Good. That's not bad at all. I like that. I went Ali Wong, and I don't feel great about it.
Okay.
For what reason, though? You don't feel good about it?
I don't feel good about it because I don't know how she would do as Joy the daughter, but I think she'd live it up as Jobu Tupaki. So I like her mainly for that aspect. But I don't know if she feels like good enough because she's so brash, and we already have that relationship with her as an actor. I don't know how she'd do as the daughter part. But that's what I picked.
I'm gonna go Aquafina. She's in Crazy Rich Asians. She's actress rapper. So I feel like she could kind of be out there and like be kind of aggressive.
But she used to be a rapper actress.
That's true. She's also having a big moment ever since Crazy Rich Asians. She's been doing a lot of stuff. I also did think like Constance Wu, Crazy Rich Asians. I
thought
I'll give you the weirdest one I thought of. I thought of the comedian Margaret Cho, but you'd have to do a much younger version of her.
It could work though, maybe. None of them are as good, I think, as what we got in the original. So
yeah.
Let's move on to Wayman, the husband.
Wayman.
Mark, I'll let you say it first because I know you've mentioned it, but there's no way I wasn't going to go with this, so I'll leave it up to the...
I actually, when I said it and then rewatched it today, I'm like, it almost has to be.
I think it does. Cameron, do you have somebody different?
No, it's Jackie Chan, and here's why. He can do the action, but also the older he gets...
He's funny.
He's funny, but he's doing more sensitive roles, too. He can emote and, like, act pretty well now in his older age. So, like...
I see it more and more, I do. And that's not... Everybody, I know what you're thinking.
I honestly just think
I think that's great. I mean,
left us
like...
no choice.
Wayman, the actor Data carries the role, but this would be a great Jackie Chan role.
You know, it really would. Action, comedy, and now the sincerity that he's...
Now the heart.
Yeah. But now the Jackie...
I throw out one?
Yeah, now that Jackie Chan is out there, let's throw out some other ones.
I have no other one.
I do.
Like, that was
John Cho from Harold and Kumar. I mean,
Harold, I believe.
Imagine him
Harold
be
from Harold
older
and
now.
Kumar.
That could maybe work for me. Nah, he's too young and quirky. I can't see it as a father figure.
I said imagine be he's not even that young anymore.
It's true.
I also had Ken Watanabe from Inception, We Were Young Men Once.
So I thought about him for places, but it just didn't feel...
It doesn't feel quite... Because he's too stoic.
Dramatic.
Yeah, I don't know him being too funny.
I've never seen him not dramatic.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess he could have like the intense and the heart, but yeah, I don't know about the funny. And then I also thought this one actually would maybe work a little better, though. Benedict Wong, he's in Doctor Strange. He's just in some of the Marvel movies. He's comic relief.
He could be okay.
Yeah. He's funny.
I don't know him as well, but like I've seen him.
That's the second best one behind Jackie Chan.
Yeah,
That's
I agree with that.
Are we ready to move on to Evelyn, the main character?
Yeah, I'll go quickly just to get it out because I was having a lot of trouble with this.
It's gonna be mine.
Just Sandra Oh.
Sandra Oh's on the top of my list. Yeah, as an option.
I just did Lucy Liu.
Lucy Liu's on there
about Lucy
as
Liu
an
for
option.
sure.
Some I also did
some action movies.
Ming Na Wen, who did Mulan, and she's in Boba Fett currently now.
Nice.
Maggie Q, she's in Mission Impossible, Live Free or Die Hard. She does a lot of action movies, so she could do the physical stuff. But it's hard because it is hard finding someone who does all this action kung fu stuff and can act and give the emotion and actually this one, it was a tough one.
I think the problem I had with it, not to say that any of the people we didn't list couldn't portray this character, but Michelle Yeoh's an actual Chinese person playing the role, and she nails it because she is closer to that part.
I would kind of agree. Yeah, I mean all the characters really. There's an authenticity to this from the actors that you can just feel it on the film.
And I just don't know a lot of Chinese actors that are from China. So that's like the difficulty I have. And I came up with Sandra Oh.
Well, let us know what you thought of our recasting this week, but we're going to move it on to Mount Rushmore, top 4.
Mount Rushmore, top 4.
Mount Rushmore, top 4. This week we are doing people who had a break in Hollywood and came back, a role that brought back careers. This week we're going to go Mark Jordan Me.
And we're doing it because of Ke Huy Quan is why we're doing it.
I'm going to start with one we've done, John Wick and Keanu Reeves.
I can't disagree with that.
That's actually not bad. I didn't think about that.
Got a whole franchise from it.
For some people, they might say Keanu never went away, but I think most of the world would agree with you that John Wick really brought him back again as another action star since
really
The Matrix.
Did. And you got to remember, it had been like 10 years from the Lake House. It'd been a while, but yeah, we were riding with him. But yeah, he took a little siesta for sure, don't you think? That's a good one.
But you know what?
Not think about.
Good to have him back. It's good to have him back.
Good to have him back. Nice to have him back. Who's next?
You are.
Okay, so there's definitely my honorable mention. I think is one that comes up all the time, but I'm not going to say it. I'm actually going to say Neil Patrick Harris and Harold and Kumar.
That was on my list.
That really popped, and then allowed him to be Barney Stinson. I think because
he totally did.
To me, and I think everybody, I know he did a lot of stage work, Broadway work, but he was not in the mainstream anymore.
No, I mean, the whole joke in the movie is that he's Doogie Howser. I mean, that's...
Well, no, from Doogie Howser, though, he took like a very long break, and then boom, because of that role, I think it catapulted his career to continue.
Okay, you were alluding to, I'm just going to throw this isn't mine, but Robert Downey Jr. is obviously the big one from Iron Man that is huge. But what I'm going to...
In a weird way, though, I'd say it's from Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh, that's actually kind of true.
And
then a lot of people give him credit for Zodiac after that he did a good job in that movie, and that got him a bunch more roles again, too.
Sure.
This one, a little shout out for the family. Jason Bateman, child actor, disappeared up until Arrested Development.
That's a good one.
And then since then, he's just been in the mainstream as a comedic actor again. And then Ozark,
that's
obviously.
True. I didn't even think about that.
Getting back into drama, but you might remember him from Teen Wolf 2, or you might not. A lot of people didn't
and
see
then
it.
a million 80s television shows. That's a good one, actually, that I did not think about. He was dead DOA. But
he gave up for a while. With that, we have
Speaking
our...
of Dead to Me, Christina Applegate.
Oh, yeah, true.
Hers is good, too.
And then, unfortunately, though, because of her health, also getting out of the game again.
Oh, yeah.
So that's too bad.
Yeah, but that's different circumstances.
We've talked about him 4 times in this episode. Michael Keaton, Birdman, brought back his career again. Now he's Batman again, but he's just been in action movies and Marvel movies since, kind of.
Yeah, that's true. His was he stepped away for his family or something like that.
I think so.
And for that, I'd like to get ahead of the game and say, whenever Rick Moranis comes back, we're excited to see the role.
He's been doing some stuff again because he's on the list. He's been doing TV and other things, so it's not a full-fledged back, but
okay.
I don't think he's ever going to be back, you know what I mean? But he's taking roles again.
So prior to doing I didn't do any research, but I just know John Travolta in Pulp Fiction resurrected a second part of his career that people didn't think was going to happen.
Right, he's on
which
a bunch
is
of lists.
Our Face Off, our
I got another recent one for you.
Michael, the Angel movie. We all loved it,
Winona Ryder, Stranger Things. After the shoplifting thing, she disappeared for a long old time, but now
it's a good one.
She's hot and she's back.
That's true. That's a good one.
Shout out to our mom, Mayim Balik, from Blossom / then Big Bang Theory. And she's also just a scientist and smart or something, I believe.
Scientist and Jewish is her big things, yes.
Other throwaway, we mentioned Brendan Fraser, obviously The Whale recently. That was a big comeback.
I have a question. That was a big comeback role, and I think that's closer to the origin of this. But is he going to translate to more roles? Or
it hasn't yet, really. I don't know.
Yeah, but it was only a year ago, so we're obviously rooting for him. Everybody is,
That's true.
Matthew McConaughey, I've seen on a couple lists. And has Dallas Buyers relayed to more roles? Not really.
True Detective, kind of that was right around that time. He was in Interstellar. He was really hot again for a few years.
He was hot for a few years.
It's not like he gave up though. It's just every few years he just pops off with 4 movies in a row that are great, and then he takes a break.
I think with him though, he for a while turned down a handful of years romantic comedy roles to land
some better,
a more dramatic role. So he took a little break, but it didn't feel like he wasn't famous.
No,
went away.
It just seems like his star rose higher and he got better.
Who's from 300?
Oh,
he kind of wanted to get out of the rom-com realm too.
Sparta. I can't think of his name right now. Shit.
Daniel.
No.
Russell.
No.
Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler.
There we are.
He kind of had that same Matthew McConaughey.
Is he going to come back? I don't know. But this is kind of fun. And you're not completely out if you were once in. It's tough. It's tough to get back, but there's definitely examples of it.
Hugh Grant recently. Hugh Grant, big in the 90s. In the last 5 years, he's decided to do some quirky movies again.
Yeah, I kind of like him like this. Although I saw the most recent Willy Wonka. Mm-hmm. Weird choice for the Oompa Loompa.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
That's all I'm saying. Just weird choice.
The last one I have on my list is Dave Chappelle. Just took a big old break from entertainment, and now he's back again for now.
Yeah, I didn't even think of comedians, but Chappelle went away.
That's a good
he went obscure. This is kind of a funner category than I thought.
There were more than I actually thought.
Honesty.
Clint Eastwood also, he made a jump, though, kind of more to directing, but he took a big old break.
Yeah, but he's
and I think he's 90 years old, that man.
Still doing it.
Can I say one more that I'm looking forward to? Now that we know that he's just crazy, but not a complete awful person, Johnny Depp's going to have a comeback role. Yeah, I don't know when and I don't know where, but it'll happen. We'll let him back in.
Oh, also the wrestler Mickey Rourke, but also he kind of hasn't been doing much again. He had a big breakout role again, but
that was a big comeback role. And then he did
Expendables and he did some action movies after that again, I guess, but I don't know. That's a pretty good list, though.
I'm just going to say Mickey Rooney anytime you saw him in a role.
Night at the Museum. I don't know if it was a comeback. I think he died right after that.
is his final chapter.
Yeah, I think
but
it
he
was more of
came
an
back,
hurrah.
though, you know what I mean?
That's true.
All
That's
right,
true.
on that note,
Yeah, well, we'll wrap it up this week. Let us know what you thought of our Mount Rushmore. If you have any of your own, make sure you write us in at coldclassicspodcast@gmail.com. Also, hit us up on social media, Cold Classics Pod. Any notes you guys have for our episode? If you want more content, make sure you hit up the entire Majestic Jam Network, Urban Hermit, I'm Not Crazy. And make sure, just like and subscribe, all that good stuff to help us get up there in the ratings and the listens. Greatly appreciate it. Well, until then, check you next time. Boing. Boing. Boing.